The Cyberpunk 2077 launch got a flock of criticism, but one feature received praise from critics and gamers alike: customizations and builds. Players can build the perfect character to their liking, whether it's skills or appearance. And we're here to talk about how this Trickshot Grenade build can completely change the combat system. First up, let's talk about the build. Most of the builds in Cyberpunk are based on well-known concepts, such as sneaky hackers, fast-punching machines, terrifyingly accurate snipers, deadly fast samurais, and so on. Those are all fun ways to play, sure, but this Trickshot Grenade build is something you must try out. It shows off how smart you are with skill trees while still being an excellent marksman. We're pretty sure you could shoot a bullet into a grenade to make it explode early in Night City because of happy accidents during intense gunfights. But nothing was certain until a recent video from Craze Gaming showed how simple this quirk of a game's combat can be the basis for an entire character concept. Although the primary draw of this build might be that it lets you shoot grenades while they're still in the air. It's flexible enough to be a great addition to other builds if you have enough eddies, perks, and skill points. Craze Gaming says to get the jackpot perk in the engineering tree and other perks that make grenade damage greater. We can go beyond even that though. To get the most out of this build, we suggest putting your points into reflexes and technical ability. If it seems confusing, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're going to run down all the parts and skills you need to get the perfect build and where to find them. Next up, which cybernetic implants to choose. To make the most of this concept, as shown in Craze Gaming's video, you'll need the ability to slow down time. That can be achieved using bullet time cybernetics, and there are a few choices for them in Cyberpunk. The Kerenzikov Cyberware implant is one of the most common bullet time cybernetics. Time will slow down as you slide, dodge, and aim down sights, block, or attack. It comes in common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary versions, which sell anywhere from 4,000 to 28,000, depending on the version you select. One thing to note is that the rare, epic, and legendary versions require a reflex score of 12, 15, or 18 respectively, whereas the common and uncommon versions don't have any stat requirements. While rare and epic can only be found in one place, Wellsprings, and Arroyo respectively, others can be found in 2 or more places. We recommend visiting Arroyo, as you can find all the versions there. You can also get a synaptic accelerator implant, which slows down the time when you are seen. But since you might not be trying to be quiet with this build, this might not be so important. You might also want to look for a reflex tuner, which slows down time by half for 2 seconds when your health is at a quarter of its maximum. Another great option is any of the Sandevistan operating system implants. The good thing about these is that you can slow down time by holding a button instead of being tied to a set of movements or a certain situation. Moving on to the best guns for the shot. So, you're planning on shooting a grenade? You'll need something to shoot it with. It's safe to say that most guns will work, except maybe shotguns. Still, V's arm can only throw grenades so far, so a sniper rifle might be overkill. For the money, nothing is better than a handgun. A handgun spec'd V is the canonical way to play Cyberpunk 2077, and they also have some of the coolest equipped animations. Another benefit of going all handguns is inventory management. Now you only have one type of ammunition to track and worry about. Not every handgun is made equal though. They're basically divided into 2 groups, pistols and revolvers. From there, you can choose between smart, power, and tech. It'll be hard to hit a grenade with a smart pistol, so you should use a power or tech gun instead. If you want to make a Falco build, like the one in Edge Runners, you can use the Tektronika RT-46 Buria Tech revolver, but we recommend sticking with power pistols because of one important feature: ricochet. Adding some revolver ocelot to your V will allow you to hit more than just grenades with your trickshot build. All power weapons ricochet, but if you want guaranteed ricochets, the Kongu in Yorinobu's room during the heist quest is the way to go. Ballistic co-processor cyberware is another option to increase a power weapon's ricochet chances. You can control ricochets even more by using the trajectory generator cyberware optics mod, or the draw the line perk from the engineering tree. Next up, the star of the show, grenade choices, plus some skills and attribute suggestions. We've talked all about the build. Let's talk about the star that puts all the build up to use: grenades. Our favorite part about the Trickshot Grenade is that it doesn't depend on the math of your stats. Your HUD will show you where a grenade is, and slowing down time helps a lot. However, you still need skills to hit a grenade with a bullet, even if you've bought perks in cyberware. It's a great way to keep the challenge of a first-person shooter in a game where you can win just by sheer numbers. On a side note, stock up on a lot of different grenades. That brings us to another fun fact about this build: different grenades can be fun moving targets. It's kind of like having a unique set of spells with different status effects in a fantasy RPG. For a grenade trickshot build, reflexes and technical ability are invaluable. To get the most out of bullet time effects, we suggest a reflex score of at least 12. Meanwhile, to increase your grenade damage, you'll need a technical ability score of at least 7, though ideally it will be higher than that. Grenadier, shrapnel, bigger Trigger Booms, Can't Touch This, and Jackpot are all good options for your weapons, but you can scale them however you like. Jackpot requires a score of 20, but grenades will deal critical damage when they land. Lastly, let's discuss who this build is for and how to pull it off. It goes without saying that this is a setup best suited for players who prefer to use a mouse and keyboard. With a mouse, it'll be much easier to aim at a grenade or ricochet a shot. Not only that, but you can dodge by double tapping a movement key on a keyboard, but you have to double tap B or circle on a gamepad. Remember that dodging in combat turns on the Korenzikov implant, but some people prefer gamepads over mouse-keyboard combos. If you're one of them, we suggest trying a claw grip to keep a finger on the dodge button at all times. You could also get a controller with the customizable rear button to make dodging easier. But even with all that, there's an underlying problem when using a gamepad for this trick: time. To hit the trickshot grenades when time slows down, you really need to aim quickly, and the time to move from the outer face button to the right thumbstick can make this trick shot harder to pull off. Despite that, the trickshot grenade build isn't something that you'll be able to pull off immediately, regardless of your preferred control method. You'll need to practice a bit, but it's worthwhile and provides a unique way to play the game. To practice with no interruptions, go to the outskirts of town. That place is mostly empty. That covers the trick shot, but have you heard of the surprise radio station host in the DLC? Finishing up, Cyberpunk 2077's DLC will have a radio station with a surprise host. Listen up, folks. Cyberpunk 2077 Night City is getting a new radio station in the Phantom Liberty expansion pack next year. CD Projekt Red announced on Twitter that Sasha Grey, a former porn star, will lead a new community radio station in Phantom Liberty called 89.7 Growl FM. The announcement was brief, but enough to give us a pleasant taste of Grey's skills as an RJ. She said little, and we didn't see any character models for her character, but there appears to be a lot of cooking in Night City. You may have heard of Grey's work, even if you missed her in her videos from 2007 to 2011. You might have seen her in movies like the psychological horror thriller Would You Rather, or the science fiction thriller The Scribbler. Grey is also probably known to gamers from Saints Row the Third and its expansion Get Out of Hell. In those games, she voiced Kiki's twin sister and the Morningstar Gang's lieutenant Viola DeWinter. She also happens to have more than 1 million followers on Twitch and almost 430,000 subscribers on YouTube. Well, that wraps up this video. Do you think the Trickshot Grenade build is worth it? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.